Personal story segment tonight. New York City police have charged 23-year-old college student Stanislav Shmulevich with hate crimes for throwing the Koran into a toilet twice. According to police, Shmulevich was angry with a Muslim group at Pace University, took the Koran from a meditation room, and desecrated it. Joining us now from Washington with reaction, Fox News analyst Michelle Malkin. You know, I'm glad this guy got charged with a hate crime here. Am I wrong?
He's been charged with felony crimes, Bill, and I would think that anybody who cares about free thought and free speech in this country would be deeply troubled by this prosecution. You have somebody who had some very intense, deep feelings about what was going on his campus. He was a student at the time that this happened last fall. And, you know, go ahead and charge him with vandalism, but felony crimes, if a judge is uncharitable in this case, this guy could face 4 years in jail for doing what he did.
But you got to go by the letter of the law, and the letter of the law says in New York State that anyone who intentionally commits an act constituting the offense in a whole or substantial part because of a belief or perception regarding the race, color, national origin, ancestry, gender, religion of a person, regardless of whether the belief or perception is correct. And this guy admitted, so say the police, Michelle, that anger toward a group of Muslim students at Pace dictated his actions. Now, if you don't charge him with this hate crime, you don't really have anything, because what he did was so low level. In New York, you almost have to kill somebody to get prosecuted in this town. You know that. It's like Washington, D.C. You really have. This would be not even a ticket by desecrating a book in a meditation room, meditation room. But this guy did this solely to offend a particular religious group. And, you know, I think you've got to hold the guy accountable for that. You know?
Well, I have fundamental questions about hate crimes laws in general that punish and criminalize thought.
But this was
I think that, and
this
I
was
think,
action.
yes,
took the
but
book out of the common room,
hold on.
took it into the toilet, and desecrated it.
Yeah, the point is, Bill, that he could have been charged merely for the criminal mischief. They added the penalty enhancement because of his views about Muslim students on campus. And I think that you have to step back and look at the context of what was going on that campus at that time and take a look and appreciate the double standards here. There were Jewish students on campus that wanted to show a controversial documentary called Obsession, which is about radical Islam. The Muslim Students Association there objected to that. There has been a lot of tension there between Jewish students and Muslim students, and that's the context here. There were hate crimes, there were swastikas that were painted, directed at the Jewish students there. None of those have been charged. Nobody's been charged in those cases for hate crimes.
But you would agree that if they caught this guy on tape, that's why they got him, because they have the tape. You would agree, though, if a Muslim student put a swastika on something and they caught him on tape, that he should be charged with a hate crime.
Well, actually, right? I'm consistent here in thinking that I don't think any of these things should be prosecuted as hate crimes. I have a problem with hate crimes laws because, as I say, I think it criminalizes thought. And you have to look at the double standards here. I think most Americans, when they see a case like this, they think of, for example, the cross that was submerged in urine and called art, or the cases of flag burnings that go on every day, or a case that happened on a campus recently where anti-abortion activists had crosses torn down by a professor. She got a slap on the wrist when clearly that was hate against pro-lifers.
We all know that our judicial system is imperfect, but here's the difference between the flag burning and the cross and the urine artistic, you know, it was ridiculous. This was directed at a very specific group of people in order to injure them on the college campus. There was the specificity of it. And then he took the Koran out of the common room and he desecrated it for the purpose of injury. Therefore, it is a much more specific act. Last word, real quick.
I don't see the distinction between that and, for example, purposely offending Christians, purposely offending and wanting to hurt the feelings of pro-lifers. And I think that we need to grapple with this double standard. And I hope that there are pro bono lawyers out there that will take this man's case and make sure that he does not spend time